Minister, I want to raise the case, which is very serious, of the illegal super-exploitation of workers by a contractor, Kwik Structures. They are currently involved in Grange Gorman student accommodation, in Blackpits and in Boland's Mill, where the main contractor is BAM. They are due to start at the Children's Hospital site shortly, I understand, again under BAM. They are paying significantly under SEO rates. They are not providing workers with any pay slips, and they have not registered their workers with the construction industry pension scheme.
Thank you. Minister Garnow.
Just want to thank the Deputy for the question, and I'm going to answer this on behalf of Minister Breen, who has responsibility for this area but who is away on a trade mission. My department is unaware of any alleged dispute at the company referred to by the Deputy. Having made inquiries, it would appear that the issues in question have not been brought to the attention of the relevant industrial relations, employment rights bodies, that is the Workplace Relations Commission and the Labour Court. I can therefore only address the issues raised in relation to the alleged breaches of employment law in a very general way. In terms of the rates of payment agreed by the parties to the sectoral employment order for the construction sector that was adopted into law in October 2017, these apply to every worker of the class, type or group in the economic sector to which the order applies. Equally, the terms and conditions relating to any sick pay scheme or pension scheme set out under the SEO are applicable. This applies to the employers of workers regardless of whether the employer is an agency or a construction firm by virtue of Section 6 of the Protection of Employees Temporary Agency Work Act 2012. In the event of a dispute as to the rates that should apply and to whom, the order sets out the dispute resolution procedure that applies. Essentially, this provides that in the first instance, efforts should be made at local level to reach resolution by giving notice in writing to the employer. Failing a resolution at this point, a complaint may be made to a Workplace Relations Commission adjudication officer. In the case of an individual dispute, the outcome of the adjudication hearing can be appealed by either party to the Labour Court. In the case of a collective dispute, if the issue remains unresolved locally, it will be referred to the Conciliation Service of the Workplace Relations Commission. If the issue remains unresolved after conciliation, it will be referred to the Labour Court for investigation and recommendation. In relation to the other issues specifically referred to by the Deputy, it is the case that employees are entitled, in accordance with the Payment of Wages Act 1991, to receive payslips. In the event that an employee believes that his or her rights may have been contravened and they would like to seek redress, the Workplace Relations Commission is the appropriate body to contact as a first step. The Workplace Relations Commission provides an information service on the obligations of employees and employment rights of employees at its website www.workplacerelations.ie, and it also operates a low-call information line, telephone 1890 80 80 90, which provides information to both employers and employees. So I would ask the Deputy to bring this information to the attention of the employees at the company in this instance, and to encourage the employees at the company to avail of the extensive services provided by the Workplace Relations Commission. Thank you.
Minister, the employees, the workers in question, are now getting organised and are taking all the appropriate action. The conditions that they face are really horrific, slave-like conditions. Primarily focused on migrant workers, appears to previously have been primarily Polish workers, now primarily Romanian workers, but also Irish workers who are also exploited and stand in solidarity with their workmates. The conditions are that they're not receiving SEO rates. They're receiving flat rates that are significantly less than SEO rates. They're not receiving and haven't received pay slips over an extended period of time. And on top of that is kind of other layers of exploitation. For example, workers being pressured to rent at extortionate prices from a foreman, and then when they leave that accommodation, being told that there's no more work for them. It's a horrific situation. Would the Minister agree to talk with her colleagues and to try to have a Labour Inspector team sent in to investigate the situation?
Thank you, Deputy Minister. 1 minute.
Thank you, Deputy. Well, as I indicated earlier, I'm not familiar with the details of this particular dispute, but I would encourage the employees to bring it to the attention of the Workplace Relations Commission in the first instance. So I'd ask them to make contact with the Workplace Relations Commission, because they have rights, and this type of behaviour shouldn't be happening, and that's why the Workplace Relations Commission is there, is to deal with those type of issues, because we don't want to see any employee victimised or not treated fairly. So I'd ask the Deputy to advise them to make contact with the Workplace Relations Commission.
I think the workers will be in touch with the WRC if they haven't been already very shortly. I would draw attention to the fact that they're due to start on a publicly funded site, which is the Children's Hospital. And obviously, if what I'm saying is accurate, and I very much believe that it is, otherwise I wouldn't be, then it would be completely inappropriate for such exploitation to be happening, obviously anywhere, but in particular on a publicly funded site. The other thing to raise is that it appears to be quite widespread defrauding of revenue, as a way of bulking up the net pay that the workers receive. The workers are given very large travel and subsistence allowances, which are not subject to tax, in order to increase their net pay, but in a legal fashion, which could potentially have resulted in a loss of millions to revenue over the course of the last number of years.
Thank you. Final comment, Minister.
Thank you, Cahir. Well, I just want to say to you too, I agree with you, Deputy, that the exploitation of workers is absolutely wrong and it should not be happening. And I can only say that there is a very strong, robust system in place there through the Workplace Relations Commission, and I would strongly urge them to make contact with them, and they should do that. Thank you.